Each year, the Madison Gallatin Trout Unlimited chapter puts a ton of funding and effort towards local conservation efforts in southwestern Montana. The following are the highlights for the past year. During the winter months, MGTU coordinates some pretty great monthly general meetings. They cover a variety of different topics from fishing all across the globe to local fishing tactics to fly tying and even local conservation efforts. A big shout out to Jimmy for coordinating this year's meetings. MGTU is a proud sponsor of the Gallatin River Weed Poll and has been for many years. This past year was the 15th annual Gallatin River Weed Poll, where 28 volunteers showed up and pulled almost 600 pounds of noxious weeds from the banks of the Gallatin River. Each year, Sims at the River's Edge Fly Shop hosts the Women Are Fly event, which is free and open to the public. MGTU has been a sponsor of this event in the past, and this last year they contributed $3,500 so that ladies could attend this event for free. This is a great opportunity for people who are interested in learning about local fishing and conservation efforts and just really connecting with a local group of lady fly fishers. MGTU continues to be very supportive of local veterans and first responders events. Over the past year, MGTU helped fund a rod building event. They also covered a lot of the costs or helped with actual trips out to the Yellowstone, Madison, and Depew Spring Creek. This is a really great opportunity for veterans to make some connections and learn more about fly fishing and joining the fly fishing community. A big shout out to Dave Cumling and Andy Moore for all their efforts with their veterans and first responders activities. Speaking of local veterans, MSU Veterans Group has been incredibly supportive of the work that chapter has done and also helps out with the annual Trout Fest banquet. Over the past year, MGTU gave them $1,000 to help support their really great programs. The chapter has been very active in the Trout Classroom program for many years. However, this year they sponsored a record 9 classroom tanks across southwest Montana. This includes tanks in both elementary, middle school, and high school classes, so kids of all ages can learn about the life cycle of trout and also how they survive in our local streams. Montana Trout Unlimited puts on a really great conservation camp each year at Georgetown Lake. This is an awesome opportunity for kids to learn more about fishing and all things related to aquatic conservation. And this year, like years in the past, MTU has sponsored 2 campers so that they can attend this great event for free. MGTU continues to lead the annual Madison River cleanup. This year, 33 volunteers helped clean up various sites along the very busy lower Madison River. MGTU also contributed $1,000 to support the Gallatin watershed cleanup, which was a really successful event where folks got out and reached 13 sites along the Gallatin River and picked up over 1,400 pounds of trash. Probably the biggest financial commitment that the chapter makes each year is providing funding to our local Trout Unlimited staff to help them work on their projects. Our local staff include Pat Byworth, the Montana Water Program Director, Nate Casey, staff attorney, Working Case, in-stream flow specialist, and the 2 project managers, Connor Parrish and Ashley Brubaker. The following are updates on some of the projects that these folks are working on. The water team works on some really complex issues right here in southwest Montana. This includes supporting partners with litigation of the proposed mine on the Smith River, working to help restore flows on Mill Creek over in Paradise Valley, designing and building the Gallatin Water Trust, which is a really awesome opportunity to potentially move water rights around more easily and hopefully result in more water being conserved and kept in our streams to help our fisheries. They also work really closely with agricultural producers to lease water rights and then leave that water in stream for fish. Currently, we lease 16 water rights across southwest Montana that can account for up to 140 CFS. And currently they're working on other opportunities to get new water rights leases, including some on the East Gallatin River. Last spring, with funding from Bozeman Parks, we were able to coordinate a project at Story Mill Park on the East Gallatin River. For one day, 20 volunteers helped us plant 66 native plants and install 400 feet of fence to protect an eroding stream bank. This will go a long way in improving water quality and fish habitat on the East Gallatin River. This fall, Trout Unlimited will be working with private landowners in the Shields watershed to improve water quality and fish habitat on 0.7 miles of Brackett Creek. We will be resloping and revegetating eroding stream banks to reduce fine sediment inputs. Brackett Creek is home to healthy populations of brown trout and Yellowstone cutthroat trout, and these projects will go a long way to help those local fisheries. Mill Creek is the largest tributary to the upper Yellowstone River in Paradise Valley. Here, TU is working with the Forest Service and private landowners on a whole suite of conservation projects to benefit Yellowstone cutthroat trout. Last year, TU worked on a first phase of some of this work by installing 5 large log jams as part of a pilot project with the goal of improving fish habitat. Mandeville Creek is a tributary to the East Gallatin River that flows right through the heart of Bozeman. It has all kinds of water quality issues and is lacking quality fish habitat. With funding from Montana DEQ, TU will be installing approximately 100 habitat structures this summer, and this work will need a ton of volunteer support, so if you're interested, watch your MGTU emails for volunteer opportunities. Leverage Creek is a small tributary to Bozeman Creek, and it supports a struggling population of native West Slope cutthroat trout. Here, Trout Unlimited is working with the private landowner and the Forest Service to improve habitat for these native fish on a 0.5-mile reach of stream. This summer, we will be building 20 to 40 log jams which improve fish habitat for these really important and rare native fish. Dry Creek is a large tributary to the East Gallatin River, and it's a critical spawning tributary for fish migrating from the Gallatin and East Gallatin rivers. Dry Creek suffers from fine sediment issues, and this fall we will be improving 1 mile of habitat on Dry Creek for the benefit of the local fisheries and water quality. With funding from DEQ, we'll be reshaping 14 eroding stream banks that will result in decreasing Dry Creek's annual sediment load by an estimated 120 tons. This is in addition to the 450 tons of annual sediment contributions that were addressed during previous phases of restoration. Last year, during the Trout Fest banquet, we were able to raise $7,000 to support conservation efforts on Ray Creek. Ray Creek is an important tributary to the lower Gallatin River, and it could provide really great spawning and rearing habitat for fish migrating from the Jefferson, Madison, Gallatin, and even upper Missouri rivers. This past year, we were able to contract with the River Design Group to help us with some restoration designs for a project on a chunk of state property, which improved 1.2 miles of Ray Creek. Additionally, they helped us develop some designs that we will be able to bring to private landowners to see if they're interested in doing any restoration work on their property as well. We hope that we'll be able to implement this project in 2025. Over in the Madison watershed, we're working with the Forest Service on a couple different projects, the first of which is on the South Fork Madison River. There is a 300-yard causeway that crosses the floodplain of the South Fork Madison, and this has caused a variety of different problems for the stream during high flows. Currently, there's only one really small culvert that allows high flow water to pass through or underneath that causeway, so we're going to work with the Forest Service to hopefully install 4 to 6 of those to improve stream function. Also, during this project, we plan to rehabilitate some parking areas and some illegal roads that have been built by off-roaders in the area, and this will benefit both fish and wildlife habitat. The West Fork Madison River is a really important spawning and rearing tributary to the Middle Madison River. However, the West Fork is heavily utilized for dispersed camping, and it's kind of being loved to death. So TU is working with the Forest Service to develop a plan to address impacts and improve stream habitat at 21 dispersed campsites along the West Fork Madison River. This should greatly improve fish and wildlife habitat and benefit the fishery of the main stem Madison as well. That's just a snapshot of some of the local conservation efforts that have been funded through money raised during these Trout Fest banquets, and we're really excited to see how much money we can raise this year and what kind of conservation efforts we'll be able to support in years to come. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope you continue to contribute to conservation efforts right here in Southwest Montana.